Did you know that you use your imagination to create your reality? Well, that's exactly what happens. It's even in the Bible. In fact, Jesus said it and almost everyone missed it. I was blown away when it was pointed out to me. Today, we're going to talk about using your imagination to create your reality, and I'll tell you where Jesus mentioned this in the Bible and what to do when it doesn't seem to be working. Welcome to Closer to Your Higher Self. My name is Jerome, and I want to help you create a life you love. You are more powerful than you know. Please like and subscribe. And in the description, there's a link for a free guided meditation. And my info is also there if you'd like to work with me one-on-one. When I was a kid, I used to watch shows on public television. Shows like Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And many of these shows talked about using imagination and using your imagination to pretend. Or they might call it make-believe. You might pretend to be a football player or a doctor or a superhero. So when I understood that our imaginations play such a pivotal role in creating our reality, I was a little taken aback. Now, you may be asking the same question: how to use your imagination to create your reality? The kicker is, you're already doing it. Now, some of you are going to say, no, I'm not. My life sucks. I would never create this life. But just stay tuned. I'm going to explain it to you. In the Bible, in Mark 11:24, Jesus says, "What things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them." So pay attention to what's written. He says, when you're praying, believe that you have these things, and then you shall have them. Future tense. Believe that you have it, and then you will have it. Now, what would you be using when you believe you have something that you don't already have? Imagination. The same thing you used as a kid when you pretended to be a superhero. So what if you took that level of intensity that the child puts into playing superhero and used it to put your desires into the universe? Not just saying something, but actually feeling it. Feeling it to the point that you believe it, where you already have it. Like if you were going to take a vacation to Italy. In most cases, you're going to feel super happy in the days leading up to that vacation. Why? Because in your mind, you know it's going to happen, and internally, you're probably already there. Or think about something like the placebo effect, where a doctor gives a patient a pill made of sugar or an injection containing only saline. In studies, these fake medications are really effective. Why? Because people believe they work. And the more people believe in them, the better they work. For example, more intense treatments like injections tend to work better than pills, and this happens because of belief. They're believing that they're getting an actual medication. Now, why does this work? Well, I'm not a religious person, but I believe in a higher power. I believe that we are made in the image of that higher power. Now, I don't mean we look like this creator and he's a man that sits on a throne in the sky getting angry at us for various things. No, I think that being created in that image means that we have the power to create. Look at the animals on this earth. There aren't any frogs that will decide they want to live at the North Pole and build houses to live there. There aren't any lions or tigers constructing cities. There are no horses writing symphonies. And when animals hunt, they go after the smallest and weakest, not the best competitor. Only humans do these things because we have the ability to choose our own realities. And that's how we are made in that image. We are able to create, to change our environments to fit us. Animals have to adapt to their environments. We can paint pictures and create things just because we think it's interesting or beautiful. Animals don't have that ability. Now, whenever I talk about creating reality, inevitably someone is going to say, oh, that's BS. I want $1 million. See, it didn't happen. Where's my $1 million? Well, first you have to believe it. That person that says they want $1 million doesn't believe it. They've said something so ridiculous that they would never believe it could really happen. So if you don't believe that you could be a millionaire, you might be better off setting the bar a little lower. Not because you can't get $1 million, but remember, you have to believe it. The other thing to keep in mind is you can't override the laws of physics. Just like the child pretending to be a superhero is not going to be able to fly or become invisible. In the comments on one of my videos, someone said, well, I can't make myself a foot taller. And I'm sorry, you can't. But what you can do is create a life you love. And for most people, this centers around things like purpose, money, health, and relationships. So how do we do this? How do we use the imagination to create our reality? Well, first, it's best if you can unplug from reality. Go somewhere quiet. You could close your eyes. If you want, you could put on some soft music. It should be just ambient music, though, nothing with lyrics. Think about what you want. Now, if you want, you can say it out loud. But the main thing is you have to feel it. If you want to find a partner, don't just say, I want a partner. Feel what it's like to be with that partner. What does it feel like inside, emotionally? What kinds of places would you go? What kinds of things would you do? Now, if you can feel that feeling along with a feeling of gratitude for having that in your life, then guess what? That person is on their way. You're drawing that person to you because now you believe it. Just like the person that's going on vacation, they have that positive feeling of being on vacation when they're still at work those last few days. You have to feel it that strongly. Now, if you don't feel it, you don't really believe it. Just like the person that half-heartedly said, I want $1 million. When I left the corporate world 27 years ago, I knew I wanted to work as a personal trainer. So I would imagine myself at the gym where I used to work out, but on the other side of the counter waiting for clients. I would do this often until it felt real. Now, it wasn't like I imagined it one day and the next day I was training. It took some time. I had to study and get certified. I had to buy some of my own fitness equipment to do fitness assessments, things like that. There were a lot of steps on that journey from corporate world to trainer and from trainer to coach. But it all started with imagining myself in the life I wanted to live. It starts with that initial imagining and then taking the next logical step. From, researching certification programs to talking with gym owners. You get the point. The main thing is you have to believe it. So it sounds easy, right? So why is it so hard to create the life we love? Well, it's said that as humans, we have around 60,000 thoughts a day. Now, are they 60,000 new thoughts? No. Around 95% are from the day before and the day before that. So you have 60,000 thoughts and 57,000 are from the day before. Or to put it another way, for every 20 thoughts you have, 19 are from the day before. Repeated thoughts like I'm not good enough, or all the good people are already in relationships, or I've never been good with money, or I can never lose weight because I'm addicted to sweets. These are powerful statements that you're jamming into your subconscious. And your subconscious doesn't know the difference between something real and something imagined. So earlier, I mentioned people that say, my life sucks, I would never create this. Now, you can see that using your imagination on 95% of your thoughts from yesterday is going to give you yesterday's life. That's why people end up with the same kind of partner, making the same amount of money, etc. So when you have that desire, you not only have to feel it, you have to be aware when those old thoughts try to creep in and replace them. So if you take a little time and focus your desire to find a partner, and then you have 19 thoughts about not being able to find one, guess which one is going to win? But if you can catch that old thought creeping in and focus on the feeling that you had when you were imagining your new love, you can stop that old feeling from derailing your progress. Or you can focus on feeling happy because you know that your love is on the way and you'll find each other at the right time. Now, this process of creating your reality, it's one of those things, it's simple, but it's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. But if you stay to this point in the video, I believe that you can do it. You can create the life of your dreams. Use your imagination to create that reality and guard against the old thoughts. Let me know in the comments how you're doing with this, and I'll see you next time on Closer to Your Higher Self.